Happens Ever After. I'm your host, Mike, Big Mike, and this is...
Whoa, where that name come from? What you mean?
What you mean?
What you mean?
Big Mike.
Yeah, where that come from?
That's my name.
Oh yeah? Since when?
My name, people didn't call me Big Mike.
What people you talking about? Alright, we'll talk about it later. I am Mrs. Atkins.
I'm Mr. Atkins.
Let's get right, alright? Baby, what we talking about today?
So we're talking about KevOnStage and Melissa Fredericks.
Wait. Why did you use his personality name and her real name? KevOnStage, Mrs. KevOnStage.
Okay, Mr. KevOnStage.
It's not Mr. KevOnStage.
Mr. KevOnStage.
It's just KevOnStage.
KevOnStage.
And Mrs.
And Mrs. KevOnStage.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
Let's try this again.
So today we're talking about Mr. KevOnStage.
Not Mr.
So today we're talking about KevOnStage and Miss KevOnStage.
New book.
New book.
What's the name of it?
Marriage
Be Hard. Marriage Be Hard.
What do that mean?
Marriage be hard. It's what you said. The marriage itself is not hard. The people involved are just complex. So sometimes it can seem like marriage is hard.
Yeah. Well, I definitely had a few people tell me before we got married that marriage is hard. And I was like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Marriage is hard. How can it be hard? I was like, well, my marriage ain't finna be hard. And they was like, oh, okay, bet.
Yeah. So 4 months in, do marriage be hard?
Marriage be hard.
So listen, like, you know, we are huge fans of KevOnStage and Miss KevOnStage. Like, I just like their personality. Kev is crazy, don't have no sense. And, you know, I like the whole dynamics of their relationship. And this book has been amazing.
Yeah.
Right?
It's got a lot in it.
Yeah.
And, like, they very transparent.
Yes. Like, we took notes. So, let's let the people in on the notes that we took and our answers to the questions for chapter 1.
Okay. So, where you want to start?
Chapter 1 says, expectations be hard. Now, so I thought that was a good first chapter. Like, I thought that was a great way to start off the book, right? Because everybody do enter into marriage with certain expectations. And it's good to know that once you're in your real life marriage, sometimes those expectations don't make a bit of sense. Like, because you were thinking about it from a single person's mindset. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So give me an example.
So just like, okay, let's say for instance, you as a husband say, oh, my expectation for my wife is to cook every single night. But then we merge our lives, we're in the same household, we get married, and now we got all these other factors involved. Kids, school, I'm tired, you're tired. Your sickness might not feel good, kids might not feel good. You might have something unexpected come up, you know what I'm saying? And so like the expectation for your wife to cook every night, you didn't factor in all these other things.
Yeah.
So that's not a realistic expectation.
Knock, somebody's in the door. We'll be right back.
Hold on, y'all. So, expectations be hard. Okay? That's what we talking about.
Expectations, yeah. So I definitely see, you know, what you're saying about what they say about expectations be hard because things do change. So you may expect to, I don't know, have sex every day as you probably did before. And guess what? That goes right out the door because you got things that you got to do. You might have different schedules. You don't have the same time freedom that you used to.
Yeah. Yeah, like it's a lot. So baby, like we will let the people in on, you know, our private conversations. We'll let them in. It's fine. Just this one time though. What can you think about some expectations that you had prior to marriage?
Like I can't just really think of any expectations I had prior to marriage, Because it seemed like it all ran together.
What do you mean by that?
So like whatever expectations I had before marriage, like it was pretty much the same expectations but like, you know, one expectation I had increased, so it changed.
What's that?
Like I was like, hey, can you at least cook 3 times a week?
Okay.
And you know, you able to cook 6 times a week.
Because I'm a superhero.
Yes, you are. What's your superhero name?
That's good. Let me come back to that. Let me think.
Okay.
I have my superhero name by the end of the episode.
Alright.
Super wife or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Super K.
Super K. Maybe I don't know. Maybe time spent. Maybe it might be an expectation, and you know that definitely is different because, like I said, we have different things going on, and you know, life just like, you know,
Life is life.
You know, might have to take kids to school. One might be tired, or you know, things come up. Different events, like family life events come up, and you know, just things come up. Life changes.
Yeah, and a lot of things have been coming up lately. So absolutely, like from an emotional standpoint, from me supporting other people's standpoint. All right, so with you knowing what expectations you had just in general, once we got married and, you know, we started living together, do you feel like 4 months in that our marriage has lived up to the expectations that you had, just as a whole?
As a whole, yeah, it has. Yeah, definitely. I can't say anything's missing that I expected, for sure. What about you?
So some of the expectations I had was definitely if you'd help me with the kids, getting them to school in the morning, because as we all know, I'm not a morning person. If I don't have to get up, I prefer not to. And definitely, you know, like help me around the house and things like that. Shared responsibilities with household and parenting duties. And just like those really were the main expectations that I had, because everything else like we had already established, like quality time together, date night, you know, having like real conversations about different things within our relationship. So those things were already in place. So from the 2 expectations that I had, yeah, absolutely.
So you had 2 expectations.
Pretty much, because again, everything else had already been established. So kind of similar to what you said, like it wasn't anything really new that I needed to say, oh, well, once we get married, maybe we can start spending time together now. Or once we get married, maybe we can, you know, start going on date night since we're under the same roof. We went on date night religiously. So like those types of things wasn't an issue. Once we get married, maybe our communication will be better. We've been working on communication. You know what I mean? So like it wasn't any type of like foundational piece items that I feel like were new for me to set.
Yeah.
It was going to be the difference of having your presence in the house every day.
Yeah, it made sense.
Yeah.
It made total sense. So how you feeling?
I feel great. I appreciate you. Like, you just do what you need to do. We don't have gender roles in the house.
We don't?
Do we?
So do you cut grass?
Oh, no, I'm not cutting grass. Well, I guess we do have gender roles. I stand to be corrected because I'm not cutting grass ever in life. Never.
Okay, so now I wash dishes.
Yes, you do.
Is that a gender role?
I take out trash sometimes.
Yeah, you definitely. Is that because you used to it?
It's because if I see that the trash can is full, I'm going to take it out. You know what I mean? Like, there are just certain things that I don't feel like is a big deal. Like, it's not centered around a man or a woman's role to do it. As far as grass being cut, like, the reason why I'm not doing that, we definitely can hear that air turn on.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the grass being cut, the reason why I'm not doing that is because, for one, I don't like manual labor, which you know. And for two,
very well.
I don't like heat because chocolate melts. And for three, I have a husband.
So you're a chocolate boy?
Yes.
Okay.
Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. So that to me doesn't have anything to do with gender roles. It's just my preference. And I've never cut grass a day in my life.
Wow, you should try it.
I'm good. I'll watch you. I'll bring you some water and a towel. Things.
Well, I'll wait on that water and towel.
Okay.
Cause I haven't got it yet.
Well, normally when you start to cut grass, I'm not even here. Correct?
Yeah, well, maybe you should put my water in the freezer.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Have the towel out.
Expectations be hard, huh?
Yeah. The new expectation.
What is the new expectation?
Water in the towel. I'm cutting grass today. Water in the towel.
Well, you probably
water is in the freezer and your towel is on the couch.
You probably only had one more time to cut grass anyway. The weather's changing, so I got you.
That's an easy expectation to satisfy.
Yes. All right. So listen. So I wrote down some key points that I took away when we were listening to the audiobook because yes, they have the the paperback, the hardcover books, but I wanted to hear it in their voice because they crack me up. They just hilarious.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. So
allegedly.
Y'all, this man been making his own YouTube videos and the things that he report on his channel, he have to say allegedly all the time. Don't be bringing that over here.
Yeah.
We don't have to say allegedly over here.
Allegedly, we don't have to say allegedly.
No, sir. All right, so let me ask you, and then I'll answer the same question. What examples did you have of marriage?
So the example I had of marriage mainly was my mother and father, and they did very well with showing me, like my dad showing me how to treat a woman, my mom like seeing her, how she interacted with my father and how she respected him, how he respected her, how she, she did things to contribute to the household. He did things to contribute to the household. They put, their finances together. They made sure, like, we were taken care of, me and my sibling. They slept in the same room. They ate together as much as they could. They did have different schedules. My dad never abused my mom. They had arguments just like anybody else, but it didn't get to a disrespectful place. So, I feel like that was good. Those were good examples.
Yeah.
They disciplined us. Now, the whoopings was, I hate getting whoopings now.
Yeah.
Who like getting whoopings? But hey, that's part of growing up. I mean, I know in the black household anyway. I can't speak for any other culture.
Yeah.
With for the most part, right? But other and then like religious, as far as like God, knowing God, and Jesus, like all those things were present in my life. They made sure we got through school, made sure we had everything we needed for school, made sure they checked on our grades. Well, my mom, she handled that mostly. But my dad, he was a great example of a man. He did things around the house, very handy. I'm not, I haven't practiced handyman and craftsmanship as he has, but hey, I can do it too.
Yeah,
you
try.
I can do it.
You definitely will put your hands on something.
Yeah, I put my hands on something. Yeah.
We ain't got to that chapter yet, okay?
I put my hands on something.
Stay at expectation be hard, okay? You trying to move too fast. So do you feel like the examples that the both of them showed you, do you feel like you show up in some of those ways in our marriage?
Definitely. I definitely feel like I show up. Like, cause like it's in me.
Yeah.
Like I grew up in it, and just I've been in relationships before.
Yeah.
You right? So
really.
Yeah,
they don't count.
Unfortunately,
right? They don't count though. But just for the purpose of conversation.
Yeah, for the purpose of conversation. So just respect. Like respect, just big. So if you're not getting respect, then you need to check in and see why you're not getting respect.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that respect is a big, like, I believe that it's a big detractor in relationships, especially, definitely failing relationships, respect. And then, like, why are you not being respected?
Right.
If it's just, oh, I don't want to respect you, or is it you not doing what you need to do to have the respect?
Exactly.
And if that's the case, there needs to be communication to get that straightened out, to have that rectified.
You keep trying to go to the next chapters. Hold on. But yes, you're so right. And then you know me, like respect is at the top of my list when it comes to any relationship. Whether it be with you, friends, family, our kids, respect is at the top of the list because I feel like I give respect. So I definitely demand it back. And when I feel disrespected, I'm always going to speak on it. Like, I don't hold my tongue.
Yeah, you definitely don't hold your tongue.
No.
Like, because, anytime you feel any disrespect, when we be out, it could be little to me.
Yeah.
But, you know what I mean? Like, you catch it, nip it in the bud.
Exactly.
Real quick.
Like, who you think you are?
Yeah, I'd be like, hey, like, it ain't there. Like, it ain't. Give him a chance.
I'd be like, let me go.
Give him a chance. But you don't play.
Yeah. So the examples of marriage that I had, like my grandparents were married my whole life. My mom was married for years. I had aunts that were married for years also. And so I saw the commitment of being together. I saw the, for the most part, shared responsibilities of parenting, shared responsibilities of household duties. But now I will say I feel like my grandparents had more gender role based duties. Like my grandma, she took care of the house, she cooked, did laundry, cleaned and all that. My granddad, he worked outside of the home. He had his own business, and so he was gone most of the day. And when he came home, he had dinner ready, or on occasion, maybe like on Fridays, he would stop by and grab like something to eat from a restaurant. But I feel like they had more gender-based roles. But like I said, I saw like the commitment of being together and sticking it out and working through issues. That was the biggest thing that I really took away was, like I said, working through things, right? And sticking it out. But me being me, now I gotta do things my way. So, I was like, I cannot mirror every single thing that I've seen because again, there were some things that I agreed with and there were some things that I didn't agree with as far as like how people operate in their marriage. So I was like that with my late husband and I'm like that with you because every marriage is unique. The two people involved are unique. So we got to figure out what works for us. Like me and you have to figure out what works for us. I didn't come into our marriage carrying all the things that worked in my previous marriage because you're a different person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so like I have to make sure I understand your needs and your wants and listen to you when you communicate things to me and accommodate you and show you the respect that you want or whatever, right? You're a completely different person. So it's like I had to start all over. Now there are some things that I definitely brought to our marriage, which is, already understanding how to support my husband. Already understanding how to work within a partnership, with certain foundational things like that. Knowing how to communicate my wants and my needs. Knowing how to talk through issues. So different things I did bring, things that work, I feel like. So again, it was where I understood that it needed to be unique.
Yeah, that's major. That's a great point because I feel like I got an advantage of you already being through marriage, so you already know how to operate in a successful marriage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, I appreciate that. I'll take that as a cheat code.
Nah, cheat code. I like it. Hey, whatever works, right? Whatever works. So what about you? What did you take from us listening to chapter 1, Expectations Be Hard?
The main thing I took from it is just like as far as like when they spoke about did you bring any assumptions?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, did you bring in any assumptions in the marriage? Because assumptions can cause problems, right? So, like making sure that needs are clearly made, you know, make sure that there's transparent communication at all times. You know, there shouldn't be any stone unturned when it comes to like, yo, what you expect? You know what I mean? Like, can't just like think that you a mind reader.
Yeah. And then, baby, in addition to that, like, we literally just had this conversation where don't already assume that you know how I'm going to respond. You know what I mean? Like, it could be a situation that we encountered before and I responded a certain way. So don't think that I might respond the exact same way the next time, because my thoughts on it could have changed. My viewpoint, the way I feel could have changed. You know what I mean? So allow me the opportunity to give you a new response.
Like, I can see like how that can be a thing though. Right?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, okay, I came to you about this, and you know, say for instance, somebody get blown up on. Like, they go to their wife or go to their husband, and they blow up about something, and then they want to talk to them about something similar, and they like, you know what, I can't even do it. But what they would have to do, like you said, like you gotta like every moment is a new moment.
Yeah.
And you know, you can't let past experiences prevent new experiences.
Exactly. That's a great way to put it. And you know, like our situation, take me for example, like I'm on this grief journey, so I go through waves of grief. So if I responded to you in a way that I blew up or I was short, maybe I was having a moment due to grief or due to a situation. Well, maybe I'm in a different state emotionally if you need to come back to me about something similar, so I'm going to respond differently. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like every moment is different, like you said. So like you just have to, don't be in fear. Like just come to your spouse and say what you need to say or ask what you need to ask, you know? Go ahead. Go ahead.
What if it's a repeated thing? Like, what if a person is going to their spouse and they continue to respond in a negative way?
Yeah.
That, you know, the person feel like, hey, you know what, man, I can't come to you. I can't come to you and expect clarity.
Yeah. So like in instances that we've had, what do? We talked about it because it's a topic. It's a what is my word?
A barrier? What?
No, not a barrier. It is a gosh.
Come on, y'all, help us.
What is it? We used to say that word, a trend. It's a trend.
Oh, okay.
It's a trend, and so like we have to identify why is this now a trend. You know what I mean? Like get to the root issue of it. Like why are you responding to me in this way? And the other part of that too is when you respond to me in this way, it makes me feel like this. It don't make me feel confident enough to open up to you. It make me feel like you're not on my team. It make me feel like I can't be honest and transparent with you. You know what I mean? So that has to be a conversation. Everything is a conversation. Everything is a conversation. By the way, I just love this picture of us. Like I keep seeing it out the corner of my eye. I love it. It's so sweet.
Yeah.
Look at how I'm holding your face.
Yeah.
Oh.
You look so gorgeous.
Oh, I love it.
You got a little bride, wifey, miss.
Mrs.
All the things.
All the things.
All the things. Yeah.
Like this is such a great shot.
Yeah.
All of them are. Okay.
Sitting on our throne.
Correct.
King, queen.
That's right. All right.
Back to the regular scheduled program.
I know I got sidetracked. Okay, so one of the great things that I took away, which is crazy, we've implemented this months ago. Relationship check-ins.
Yeah.
They spoke to that, and like we do that now. We're like, baby, is there any unresolved issues? Like, how are you feeling emotionally, mentally? Is there anything you want to talk about? Like, that's great practice to me.
And when you started it, like I noticed that you started it once we got married. You was like, one day you was like, do we have any unresolved issues? And I'm like, do we? You
thought it was a setup?
Like, what you talking about? Like, what's going on? Like, but now you explain. So that was another communication. Like, hey, I want to make sure that there is nothing that you have on your mind that you want to talk to me about, or any feelings or anything that could be that can hinder our growth daily.
Yeah, and you know what just came to my mind is like when you were talking about, being fearful maybe to go to your spouse because you're afraid that they'll blow up or, respond in a negative way. I think that having regular check-ins open the door and provide safety for your spouse to feel comfortable enough to speak about whatever. Because I'm coming to you in a calm nature, in a calm tone, really wanting to hear what you have to say. You know what I mean? So this is your opportunity to know, okay, she's in a good place, like she's open. I really like that. I was excited when they put that in there. So apparently there are a lot of people who are doing it. Like I know somebody else personally that does that with their spouse too.
Really?
Yeah, I just think it's great. Like, because my thing too was, we spent a lot of time together when we were dating and engaged, but now we see each other every single day.
Yeah, nobody want to walk on eggshells.
No, and it's a lot of factors that we have to make sure we purposefully pay attention to one another and still prioritize one another, and not things that we have to get done around the house, not the kids, not anything, any other responsibilities that we might have outside of the house, but that we prioritize each other too. Yeah. So I think that's a good way to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. It's been very comforting and, definitely feels a safe space,
Yeah.
So
let me ask you this question, babe. What bad advice were you given before getting married?
Before getting married?
Yeah, because I know men, they just...
Well, yeah, so I wasn't given any bad advice.
Okay.
Number one, I only know a few people that are married that I actually speak to.
Okay.
But yeah, I wasn't given any bad advice at all.
Oh, good. Yeah, me either. Like, I think part of this because people know me. They know me. And like you were saying, you'll never know how I am going to respond.
That's correct. So what would some bad advice be?
Oh, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't get married. Oh, you ready to, or, something like, okay, but, that still don't mean you can't have others out there. Things like that. Just all kind of toxic things can be provided as advice, quote unquote.
Yeah, if you got somebody giving you that kind of advice, and they supposed to be your friend
or your family member,
your family member, like dang, that's jacked up.
Yeah, it is. Kev and Liz, y'all did a great job with this book. Thank y'all so much. Like it really did create a lot of conversation starters for us. Baby, is there any more on the list that you want to touch on?
The social media has a falseness about marriage.
Okay.
Like, what did you derive from that?
Well, so I'm gonna say Instagram in particularly because we are on all the platforms. So like I understand like the difference in each platform, meaning like the different types of people that use each platform, right? So for Instagram, it's a lot of being aesthetically pleasing as far as background, how you look, how you present yourself. And so there could be, I'm pretty sure there are a lot of couples who only present themselves to social media when things are well, when they feel their best, but they don't circle back and show those times where they're going through rough times and then provide, how they made it through those rough patches. You know what I mean? Yeah. They only want to show the times and the sides of them that look the best, and that's not being fully honest. I feel like Instagram is the platform where it's all about pictures, all about videos. Well, more videos now, but it used to be all about pictures. So who wants to put out a picture with them looking crazy, or them and their spouse looking crazy, or who want to put out a video where they're in the middle of a heated argument? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that platform particularly can give a falsehood of real people who does not have real life examples of marriage. They can feel like, oh, when I get married, all me and my husband have to do is match, and everything will be well with the world. No. Or all we have to do is look good, and everything will be great. Like our marriage will be just sunshine and rainbows and unicorns.
Yeah. Like, oh yeah.
That ain't
it. We just gonna travel and
right.
We get off work and hey honey, how you doing? And
everything is so pleasant. Exactly.
Yeah.
But when you talking about platforms like TikTok, I feel like TikTok is just real because people will be on there looking. However, like it's a more realistic. For the most part, it's a more realistic view of the life that people live, whether it's married couples or singles. Yeah, you got couple skits and all that for comedy and stuff, but from what I have experienced, real people show their real life.
Yeah. So how do you feel about people that take their marriage issues to social media? Like they may make a post, like a subliminal post, like they mad at their husband or wife, and they make a post, and pretty much everybody know who it's about that follows that person. Like how do you? I know how you feel about it, but like that's just.
I mean, you cannot fix your marital issues outside of your marriage. So now you are opening the door for unsolicited advice. Because the first time somebody say something crazy about your spouse, you're gonna get mad. But for what? You open the door. You open your door and invite them in and say, hey, come on in here and sit down with us while we go through our issues. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, why? What do you get from doing that? And that's just my thought. People do what they want to do. But my opinion is, like, I'm coming to you. You know me. I'm coming straight to you. I don't want to talk to nobody but you.
That's right.
Why are we in this space, acknowledging what I did, hearing what you got to say, coming back on the same page. That's all that matters, because anything else is a waste of time to me.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree.
So it's like social media, a lot of people like, oh, I can't stand social media. I've heard it break up your relationship, it break up your marriage. How? If one of the people are not putting social media in the middle of it. Like how it can't, it's not a human, it don't have humanistic traits, or you know what I mean? So like how can social media break up your marriage or break up your family?
Well, I mean, it can definitely be a facet to now if a relationship is already having issues, or if there's unresolved issues that haven't been talked about, or someone is trying to step out of the marriage and using social media as a tool to step out of the marriage. I mean, it's not social media that's breaking it up, it's
that person. Correct.
So yeah, it's not social media.
That's right, because everybody makes a conscious decision, right? It's a tool that can be managed properly or mismanaged, and that's with anything, So it's like you have to place blame where it's due, and for us, like we own every single platform, but we don't mismanage it because we use it for one purpose. So there's no way that it could break up our marriage. Only you could break it up. Only I can break it up.
Yeah, that's totally correct.
And that's not something you want to do.
Yeah, it's definitely not something I'm gonna do. Definitely not something you want to do either, man.
So again, I was excited and happy that you wanted to listen to the book with me. You know what I mean? Like I love when we spend time like doing things as far as just the quality time piece, and also I always want us to be able to get all the tools and resources that we can possibly get to make our marriage as successful as possible.
Yeah, I love that.
Because I want it to be long lasting, and so it is work that has to be put in. And I'm so grateful that you are always a willing partner to, stand alongside of me and put in the work that's necessary.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I guess that's my appreciation for you, baby.
Yeah.
Because we didn't do it.
We didn't do the appreciation.
We were so excited about this book.
Yes, man. What? Yeah. So let me see, man. So I got so many appreciations for you.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So my appreciation post, because do we do one or two?
It's up to you.
Okay. So I appreciate how you respect me. I appreciate how you, you just don't make drastic moves or do things just, randomly. You always check with me to see if it's something that you check to see how my thoughts are on it, and you check to see if it could be something that would be uncomfortable for me.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that, that respect part.
Absolutely. You're welcome. You deserve respect. And one of the reasons why I respect you so much in that way is because of your willingness. Like you always have. So I guess we're doing two. You always have a willingness to be better every single day. You know how there are so many people who are just stuck. Well, I've been like this my whole life. I've been doing this how I wanted to do it my whole life. Like, you're not going to change me. And it's not even about trying to change a person, in my opinion. It's about, let's try to show up as our best selves, best individual selves, as much as we can, so that as a couple, we can be the best.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so you always have had a strong willingness just to take any discomfort or any concerns that I have to heart and make whatever necessary changes that you can.
Thank you.
So that's amazing. Like, you're a great partner. You really are.
Thank you. I agree. I am a great partner. Yes. You deserve it.
I agree. You deserve it. Okay, with you. Okay. Anything else we want to talk about from this chapter? Because we got so many more chapters in the weeks to come. So.
Let me see. So, how about wealth, looks, possessions?
In the morals, character, and values?
Yeah.
So, basically what that was about is what's more important. Like, so, Melissa was saying that, for her, her thoughts prior to marriage, or what she looked for in her spouse was centered around having great morals, being, having great character traits and values, right? Because she grew up with all of those things. It wasn't about somebody being wealthy or having a lot of possessions or, even their looks for the most part, but she placed more emphasis on the first three things that I mentioned. So I feel like for me, it's a combination. It was a combination. Like, before getting to know you, I definitely was physically attracted to you, right? Because that's all I had to go by was your physical appearance.
Hold on. What about my performance? Because we did.
Okay, be specific when you say performance now, because they could be talking about something else. What performance are you speaking of, sir?
My performance as a coworker.
Well, I was impressed by that from a work perspective, so I didn't take that over to personal. Well, let me say this. The personal part of it that I did take was your driving and being ambitious. Right, so I just knew that you was a go-getter. I knew that you was very ambitious. You set your goals, and you were going to do anything you need to do to make sure you met those goals. So from a personal perspective, I did think about that, and okay, if we create a life together, he will definitely make sure we are great and are always striving for greatness. But even before that, that's not the first thing that I considered, though. So again, it was your physical appearance. And so then as we started to spend more time together and have more conversations to get to know each other, then I was able to see what type of character you have and what your morals and values were, right? So those things do matter. It's a combination for me. I gotta be able to look at you. That might sound bad, but listen, that's honest. And I can definitely look at you all day. Super mono.
Thank you. So
Mono.
you don't. So do you believe that some people can become attracted to someone that they were not attracted to physically after time spent?
I mean, I think so. I think if they check off all that person's other boxes, then yeah, you can grow to love, you can grow to be attracted, because attraction is not just from a physical perspective. Like, I'll just call it out because there was one of the first things that I was attracted to. But yeah, people can definitely grow to love and become attracted. I didn't have to grow. I was already there. And I'm still there. Like, I'm still physically attracted to you. And it's just about my preference. You know what I mean? It's my preference.
So I'm your preference.
Mm-hmm.
You're my preference.
Great.
So we just two preferences.
Preferences what? You will make up a word or a statement in a minute.
Two preferences that collided under the moon.
Oh my gosh. So what about you though? Like, what did you feel like you put more emphasis on, or what matters most to you in your spouse, your partner?
Definitely character and morals, because principle. I stand on like respect, honesty, loyalty, dignity, just overall empathetic people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're an empathetic person. You like a fully loaded car. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got the demos, right? That's just like, cloth seats and just the basic, hubcaps. But then you got you and you got the alloy rims, red leather seats, sunroof.
Okay.
Yeah, auto drive, autopilot.
Okay, I like it. I'll take it. Okay, so baby, think back though to times where we were like not on the same page, and as you speak about those things that were important to you as far as traits, right? Think about times where I wasn't maybe respectful, or you felt like I wasn't loyal to you. Like, how did that make you feel about me during those times?
So loyal, I don't think I ever felt you was disloyal to me.
Okay.
As far as disrespect, those things do happen, unfortunately in relationships. But I always know that you're a great communicator, and we all have faults.
Yeah.
So, I always knew that we could bounce back from whatever happened. We always have circled back.
Yep.
Very, very greatly and maturely.
Yeah.
So I never got to a point where it was like, oh man, I can't deal. I can't deal. I might have said it now. I might have said it, but it didn't carry through. You feel me?
Yeah. Okay. Well, good enough. So I have on this list, does opposites truly attract? Because that was something that they spoke about in the book too, with Kev and Melissa being opposites, right? First, two questions. Do you feel like we're opposite? And if so, well, answer that first for me, please.
Yeah, we're definitely opposite in a lot of ways. Yeah, like we was talking about the disrespect thing and how, you'll go for the juggler real quick, you know what I mean? And I'll be like, hey, come on, hey, maybe they didn't mean it like that, or they don't really know what they saying, and you like, no, they know exactly what they saying. So as far as that goes, and I've been more of what you call it, like to impulsive.
Okay.
Right? I'm more impulsive than you. You're more strategic in your approach to things. I'm more of, well, let's do it and we'll figure out as we go.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
And there I am on the ride with you.
Right.
On the roller coaster screaming. So let me ask you.
Sorry like that.
Yes. So with the opposites that the things that we don't share in common, um, do you feel like they've been difficult to maneuver around, or do you feel like it's just, I mean, it's been fine?
I mean, it has been times that I felt it was difficult to maneuver around. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, but you know, as I just said, we have always been able to circle back to things maturely, and if it's something that we both couldn't find resolve in, then we would go find it.
Yeah.
You know, pray to God.
Yeah.
And ask Him for wisdom and guidance, and He always shows up.
Yeah.
So you know, He'll show us where we need it from. And you know, we've done counseling as well. So you know, He puts people on earth exactly for that.
Exactly.
Right? So.
And that's how I feel too about this book. Like, I'm like, okay, we 4 months in, and already we have this tool from people who, you know, I really do respect. Like, because they just are real. They don't be trying to pretend at all. They're going to show you exactly who they are, so I can appreciate that, you know. And so it's like, to me, that's just God saying, yeah, I'm on y'all side. I want y'all to be successful. Like, I ordained this marriage. I approved this marriage. So I'm going to keep putting things in front of y'all to make sure that y'all keep moving forward, you know?
That's right.
And so we definitely acknowledge Him in all things and acknowledge Him in our marriage, and we will do our part, because it's not just on Him. Like, He put us together. He allowed us to cross paths in this world, put us together, and now we have a responsibility to manage that properly. Because we have to manage our blessings that He gives, no matter what they are.
That's real.
Material, non-material. So, yeah, I would say that we are opposites in a lot of ways, but we are also very similar in a lot of ways. I think when it comes to the root and the core of it, we're very similar.
Yeah.
I think where it differs is our approach to how to get there. So like, our goals are the same. Like, we know where we want to go as a couple, as a family, but maybe your thought process on how to get there differs from mine. You know what I mean? And so then that just requires a conversation, so we can try to get on one street and try to get there.
You know, like it's I think it's very beneficial to be opposite. Because like I just say strengths and weaknesses. Like, whatever my strengths are, you can help me be stronger in, and stronger in whatever my weaknesses are, you can help me be stronger in. Like, you can always help be stronger, even if you're strong.
That's true. And also with that, when we think about the opposites and things that we're great at, right? That just means that it requires more teamwork, right? So like we talked about you having a channel. You're great on camera. You have a great personality. You know how to engage, all of that. You know how to talk to people, you know. And so you put out your content, but then the other side of that, I'm very technical.
Yes.
So then I edit and put in clips and do whatever is needed for your video. And then we produce the product.
Yeah, beautifully.
And it works.
Yep.
And I think that we have, well, let me speak for me. I have learned a lot about myself just being with you, even prior to marriage. Like, I found out a lot of things that I can do well that I didn't know.
Ah, that's amazing.
And it's serving us well, I feel like.
Yes, absolutely. I've definitely seen you develop and, you know, change since we've been together, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, not to be like, oh, okay, you said that about me, so I'm gonna say it about you. But you've definitely brought out a lot of fine things in myself.
Yeah.
And you definitely showed me just incredible aspects of life. You showed me how to take the negative and see the good in anything that we see as negative, because through God's eyes, everything is already approved by Him.
Correct.
And so we're not to judge His decisions.
That's right. And if it's not approved by Him, it won't happen. So, and I read somewhere one time before, I'm just going to paraphrase it, but your person, you know that you're with the right person when you do start to grow, because it's like that person is a mirror of you, and I feel like that's what we are to each other. We're mirrors. Now, sometimes we learn these lessons through tough situations. So we definitely are not trying to pretend like, we don't go through stuff.
Right.
But like you said before, we're mature enough to be able to circle back and have an honest, mature conversation that is filled with understanding and love and patience. And we're able to move forward past it. Leave that issue behind and then move forward.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I love that about being with you is that, you don't hold on to stuff. You don't hold on. You don't hold grudges. Not with me anyway.
Wait.
I'm just saying. I'm speaking for me.
Wait.
I'm speaking for me.
Go ahead.
But you don't hold grudges, and you always willing to work through things and figure things out.
Yeah, because I love you dearly, and I always want you to feel well and feel confident in our marriage. So, and also, grief has definitely taught me that time is very short.
Yeah.
We do not have all the time in the world, and I want to spend the majority of our time loving each other, having fun, being prosperous, progressing, those kind of things. Not at each other's throats or not speaking and things like that. Like, I'm not interested in wasting time like that, because those things are a waste of time to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you definitely don't play with that.
So the question is marriage hard?
Is marriage hard? So, I mean, as far as it's been now, hey, look, it definitely ain't a cakewalk. It's definitely not a cakewalk. It's an experience. It's two people coming together, having a human experience together, and trying to stay, wanting to be on the same page and go through life and help each other go through life as successfully and lovingly as you can.
Absolutely. So I'll add to that by saying marriage be hard, but it's worth it. It's worth it.
Yeah.
Like, I love being married to you.
Yeah, I love being married to you.
It's worth it. I wouldn't change anything about it.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Not even...
Nothing.
I'm trying to think of something.
Nothing. Because all the things that we've experienced continues to grow us.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't change not one thing.
Yeah. That means a lot to me.
Absolutely.
I remember that now.
Of course. You remember it. You remember it. All right. So anything else we want to talk about? I think I've covered everything that I wanted to say from the expectations chapter. Like I said, we do have many more chapters to go. They have 12 chapters in their book. Kev and Melissa did a fantastic job with this book. I'm so proud of them. We're so grateful, to be able to have access to the book as a tool to make sure we have the best and most successful marriage that we possibly can. Like, it's great. We will definitely we have tagged them in this video. And like, check them out. If you're married, even if you're single, I've seen on social media where a lot of single people have purchased the book as well, just to get those tips in preparation for when their spouse finds them or when they find their spouse. So yeah, that's being proactive at its best, I feel like. So listen, we're advocates for them. No, this is not a sponsored podcast by them, but we just believe in them and we support them. And so, check it out.
Yes, definitely check it out. Hey, because, man, like, we got a lot more to talk about with this book.
Yeah, we definitely will be unpacking for the next 12 weeks, because it's 12 chapters and we will be talking about one chapter per week. So, again, thank you guys for watching our video. Thank you for subscribing to our channel. Pause. If you're watching, make sure you're subscribed to the channel.
Yo, turn on those notifications. Hit all. So as soon as we put out a video, y'all can have fun with us, listen to us Y'all can comment so we can talk and bounce off each other.
Yeah, like make sure you're liking our videos, make sure you are sharing them, and comment, like baby said, comment and let us know, what do you think? Is marriage hard? And if so, why? If not, why not? So until next week.